Good morning, everyone. Myself is Manoj, law student of LLB Honors. Today with us, Mr. Kapil Dev, law faculty, MERI College is here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Manoj.
Sir, we have heard that IPC is in a process to change by Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita.
Okay.
We need your some inputs to understand how Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita is better in compared to IPC. What was the philosophy? Why IPC was repealed by this Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, sir?
Manoj, as everybody knows, as a student, as a scholars, as a part of legal fraternity, that our Indian Parliament has been almost replaced our main criminal laws, IPC, CRPC, Indian Evidence Act. So IPC will be called as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. CRPC will be called as Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, and Indian Evidence Act will be called as Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam. All three act has been passed by our houses of parliament in 2023. Just the official gazette is yet to be published, and after the publication in official gazette, these laws will be implemented in India
Throughout
as per
India.
state wise.
As per state wise, sir.
Yes, sir.
It shall not be continued in whole of India
No, it will be continued as whole of India. No doubt
in
about
phase
that.
wise.
In phase wise.
Great, sir. Thank you for
Uh,
telling us these things, sir.
And as we know that our Indian Penal Code is 163 years old, right? So as we can understand that IPC is going to be replaced, and we will call our new criminal law as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. So basically, you asked about the philosophy. So philosophy, we can understand that now India as a dynamic concept or dynamic society, and India's society is changing day by day. New concept has been introduced, and lots of concept that has been enlightened and highlighted by our respected judiciary, the Supreme Court of India. So basically, now our lawmaking authorities have realized that it's the appropriate time to, we can say, free ourselves from every kind of colonial laws passed.
It is somewhere connected with the Manusmriti or Hindu tradition or Indian tradition. It is in Hindi, as the name appears, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, in place of that colonial culture, Indian Penal Code.
Basically, I don't think that it will affect if we call as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Yes, we can say that now there is a culture, there is a tradition in India that everything has been going to be very systematically.
Yes, sir.
So I don't think that we should take it this topic as a political base.
Sir, last month I was reading some articles wherein it was written that in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, 20 new offences has been introduced, and previous 19 old offences were deleted.
Okay.
Fines were increased from whatever the, so in 83 cases fine was increased, and 6 new community services were also introduced. So I need your guidance how mob lynching, terrorism, illicit intercourse, section 366, kidnapping. Sir, please guide us something about all such things. How these things have been improved in comparison with I.
That's a very good statistics that you have collected.
Thank you.
It will definitely help our listeners.
As
So
I said, I am a law student, and many of our friends are law faculty people, yeah, law scholars. They have all such things in their mind. They need the clarification. And today we are very pleased that you are with us and you have given us your valuable time to explain such things. Thank you, sir.
my pleasure. Once again, we are going to read our new criminal law as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita.
Great, sir.
And in this topic, lots of new crimes has been introduced in our IPC. For example, there was no law regarding mob lynching in India. There was no categorization
Such
of
things
crimes.
were not there previously. 100
Yes.
years back, nobody was aware that something called mob lynching is there.
So when we have our Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, we will find that snatching, mob lynching, terrorism, organized crimes.
The snatching of mobile, snatching of chains from ladies are very frequent thing nowadays. And I'm very amazed to know that such things are having very minuscule kind of a punishment. So, sir, how it is addressed in new BNS?
As we have said that there are lots of cases that has been experienced in our society. We have experienced that women outside their home, they have been snatched, they have been bleed. So it's the most appropriate time to categorize and systemize all the laws. It's time to introduce all the crimes that not have been introduced or not has been explained in our IPC. So if we talk about that, firstly we can understand that there are lots of case laws. There are lots of sections that has been repealed in our IPC, and adultery, now adultery is not a criminal ground; it is a civil ground. And section 310 of IPC that has been called as that has been also has been repealed. But in you can say that in lieu of such offences, new offences has been introduced. For example, snatching, voyeurism, and kidnapping. And in kidnapping, in our IPC, there was general neutrality in our Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita.
And anything about attempt to suicide?
Attempt to suicide, that has been changed. Uh, just like you can say that it comes in the category of incotech crimes, attempt to suicide, abatement. So there are lots of changes that has been made in our concept of suicide. And
I was reading few books wherein it was mentioned that categorization of sections of offenses is also reformed. Now, individual has been given more emphasis. Abatement and all are in I think in section 20 onwards. And what about the grievous hurt, attempt to murder, accidental deaths,
accidental death, you
hit
have
and run cases?
yes, you have
Earlier, we also heard about one of the case Salman Khan, 2002.
you have introduced a very interesting topic. Generally, hit and run cases are registered against the accused which has not been identified by the police.
Yes, sir.
And hit and run cases are not taken very seriously in our IPC, right? So basically, hit and run cases we can understand in our old IPC. There are few sections like section 279 of IPC, section 304A of IPC, and 338 of IPC regarding hit and run cases. In very exceptional 302 are involved. But in hit and run cases, now we can understand that in our Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, section 106, clause 2, that has been very systematically explained the concept of hit and run cases. Now, if anybody who drive rashly or negligently and cause the death of any person but not amounting to culpable homicide, and if he flee from the scene without reporting to police or magistrate, that person will be punished.
Leaving behind that person to die.
Yes. Then
Victim to die.
Yes. Then the accused will be punished with the imprisonment of 10 years and fine. And
hopefully it will reduce the toxicated kind of a driving, hit and run cases, rash driving.
Yes.
And sir, what about the organized crime? Earlier, white collar, we also say white collar crimes, organized crime, theft, snatching.
In organized crime, we can understand that there are lots of crimes that have been categorized in this category, like kidnapping.
Kidnapping is now organized crime.
Yes, kidnapping, extortion, contract killing, and in such cases, the punishment has been increased from death penalty if the death is caused, and and fine up to 10 lakh rupees. And if the injury is caused, then the punishment is of 5 years and fine of rupees 5 lakh rupees.
What about Section 377? Supreme Court of India in
Hmm.
2018 has said it's unconstitutional. Now, what is the stand on this BNS?
In BNS, as you have said, that Section 377 has been held unconstitutional. As you know that Section 377 talk about the unconsensual
Unnatural.
unnatural offense, but there is slightly loophole in this case, that if there is consensual unnatural offense, then it will be very difficult to provide remedy to the victim person in this case. So Section 377 need to be analyzed, or you can say that Section 377 need to be understand very carefully.
In back of my mind, one word is coming. How to define this concessional or approved or unapproved kind of a behavior?
Look, as you have read and everybody knows that Section 377 talk about unnatural offense, and that comes in the category of sexual offenses. So if there is no consent, then we can understand that there is no need to be grant any kind of remedy. But if there is any kind of consent, then it will be very difficult to identify who is the victim and how we can help the victim by proper compensation or by punishing the accused.
Previously, we also have heard about the UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, wherein terrorism was there.
Okay.
Now, I think terrorism is also categorized in this as a new subject.
Yes.
Can you please highlight few things?
Okay. Basically, terrorism is not a one nation problem. It is a global problem. But in India, as you know, that state-wise we have different act. For example, Maharashtra, Makoka Act. Assam, there is
Makopa
different
is
act.
still prevailing, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So, in our BNS, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, terrorism has been deal with the new act regarding the prevention of terroristic activity in India, and that has been called as Prevention of Activities of Terrorism 2018.
Thank you, sir. And what about the sedation, sir? Rajdroh, Deshdroh.
Sedition has also been changed in our new IPC, or you
From
can say
Deshdroh to Rajdroh.
yes.
Rajdroh to Deshdroh, I think.
Yes, because the parliament or lawmaking authority thought that sedition is not the appropriate word, because for the sake of an independence, lots of life has been lost. So sedition is not the right word. That's why sedition has been changed in our BNS.
In immovable properties also, BNS has highlighted many things. Sir, can you please highlight us?
Yes, in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, it has been categorized that all the movable properties will not be considered as movable properties. I mean, there has been some differentiate. There are lots of difference has been created between property and immovable property.
Thank you, sir. The moment we say male, female, I think in BNS, transgenders were also incorporated. So, sir, can you please give us your view on this?
Manoj, basically our society revolves around the concept of male and female. But now, as we are observing that in the globe, in the world, the next category has been introduced, and they are called transgenders.
And many of transgenders are there. We see many transgenders in Jantar Mantar, and they have in good numbers.
So transgenders, they are also asking about their fundamental rights, their dignity. As society is changing, so transgenders need to be recognized as the third gender. So in our IPC, transgender has also been categorized, also been recognized.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting all these things and for giving us your valuable time. Myself, Manoj, thank you, sir.
Thanks so much. Thank you.